It's no secret that since the ladder war, I haven't really been the same. I just felt like something was missing, and in a way that was the World Tag Team titles, but at the same time, I just felt like something in me wasn't there, you know? However, earlier tonight in Edison, something great happened. Because you see, I'm not stupid. I know Mr. Wrestling's almost become like an afterthought in a lot of Ring of Honor's fans' mind, which is fine. I understand, the way wrestling works. And now, people are talking about Davey Richards. People are talking about that young knockout kid, Chris Hero. Well, tonight, Generico and I beat both of them. As a matter of fact, I made Chris Hero tap. And I guess that was exactly what I needed. A little boost in confidence, especially heading into my match with Hero next weekend in Toronto, in my home country of Canada. Friday night, Generico and I take on the Young Bucks again. And you know what, Bucks? You guys are good, you guys are great. But we've beaten you before, and I have a distinct feeling we'll do it again in Detroit. And Hero, tonight you tapped. Now, I can't say for sure whether or not you will tap next week, but I can say that I have a pretty damn good feeling that if you're not tapping, it's because your shoulders are gonna be on the mat for 3 seconds when I beat you again in front of my fans. So I'll see you in Toronto.
Tonight was an unbelievable night for the embassy, and it's thanks to my good friend here. Come on in here, my friend. None other than Mr. Eric Stevens, huh?
Mr. Nana, ever since I turned on the Necro Butcher in Philadelphia, people have just begun asking, why, Eric? Why'd you turn your back on the fans? It's pretty easy. It's hard being a ship without sails. It's hard not having a direction, having all this potential, all this talent, and having nothing to do with it. Well, now, I got a direction. Now I have a mission. And that mission is to serve Prince Nana, to serve the embassy, and to destroy whoever is in our way. Nobody stops the train, and now nobody stops the embassy.
And my friend, how do you do that thing? Huh?
Choo, choo.
As I sit here with some ice bags on my neck, I can't help but have some flashbacks to 2005, when I was the Ring of Honor World Champion for the first time. And in my quest to leave a mark, I pushed myself too hard. I let the injuries mount up, specifically in my neck. And in the end, it was my downfall. But that was 2005, and this is now. And coming up to the hardest weekend of my life, Davey Richards, Kenny Omega, I will not make the same mistakes twice. You see, this time around, I've got nothing to prove. I've cemented my legacy in this company. I've proved that I'm the greatest man that ever lived. Davey Richards. Man, I remember when you were just a little punk kid back in 2005, begging Mr. Aries for advice on your matches. Oh, you were so polite back then. But I knew it was all bull. I knew that Davey Richards was an egomaniacal, self-serving prick. And now everyone else knows it too. You always want to have the match of the night. You want people to chant your name. You'll get your chance next Friday. But in the end, you're going to come up short. And then I'll move on to Kenny Omega. You're a strange cat, Kenny Omega. I'm not quite sure how to read you. But know this, when you step in the ring with Austin Aries, it's not gonna be a video game. It's not gonna be anime. It's gonna be one-on-one with the best professional wrestler going today. And at the end of that weekend, injuries or not, I will walk out with this still around my waist. I'll get out of here and go find me some pain medicine.
You know, when I get these gears grinding, Austin, when I really think back about my past, when I look into those baby blues of yours, Austin, I see myself. I know how hard it must have been, Austin, being the nerd in high school, being the guy that wasn't necessarily the most athletically gifted. I was just a skinny kid with a mullet, Austin. But look where we are today. You're on top of the world. I'm fighting to climb to the top of the world. And when things got tough, we both reinvented ourselves. I put on a little bit of weight, hit the gym. Instead of having a mullet, I have long hair on the top of my head too. But what did you do exactly? Now see, an Austin Aries that I remember about 4 or 5 years ago was the coolest cat on the planet. A guy with a lot of fighting spirit, a guy with a lot of heart. A guy who, even though small in stature, defeated mountains of men. And now look at you, Austin. You slap a pair of Skittles wrapper tights on, reinvent yourself in Charles Bronson's image, and call yourself the greatest man that ever lived. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Austin, but riding off your past legacy and being all of 150 pounds, I'm not so sure that makes you the greatest man that ever lived. You gotta be hungry in this day and age, Austin. And being hungry is what led me to beating you twice already. In Mississauga, Ontario, one-on-one, no Kenny King, no Red Titus. I'm gonna beat you a third time. And I'm gonna represent the best company on this planet as world champion. Austin Aries, you better make yourself AAA, because I want you to bring your A game. Whoever you are today, it isn't gonna cut it.
Tyler, you know there seems to be a lot of question marks about your victory over me at Survival of the Fittest. Well, you know what? I'll be a man, and I'll say you beat me that night. You were the better man. But Tyler, you have to realize there is that question mark, that asterisk next to it. Did you really? So come this Saturday night, we'll find out, Tyler Black, if you're ready to be the next world champ. Because I don't think so. I think you're looking at your next world champ, and that's me, Roderick Strong.
Brother! You know, I take a look around this Ring of Honor locker room, and I see a lot of dudes gunning for AEW's world title.
Gotta get through us first, man.
And two of those dudes just happen to be two of my favorite people in all of Ring of Honor. Delirious and Boom 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 Colt Cabana. Well, Friday night, November 13th in Detroit, the pretty boy pitbull, Kenny King, and Addicted to Love, Red Titus, get a chance to get our hands on these two fellas. Kenny, what are we gonna do with these hands to these two fellas?
First off, everybody look at my knees.
Oh, get it.
That's stupid.
Very stupid.
And anybody who does that in the ring and thinks that they are straight up shot at the world title is stupid too.
Very stupid.
See, Cabana, you scarred my dude up. Yeah, you just take a look at that. That's what you did to my dude. So we gonna whip your ass for that. Delirious, you just cost me $2,500 at the pick 6, okay? That's a pair of Gucci loafers, man. That's a night out at the club. That's a lot of things.
It's another scarf.
That's another. That was about half this scarf.
I like this scarf, though.
Anyway, so yeah, man, we got scores to settle up, and we're gonna settle them up in Detroit on Friday the 13th.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, Friday
See,
the 13th.
We're going to have a little after Halloween party. My man Red Titus here, he's going to be Freddy Krueger. And me, I'm going to be big, bad, black-ass Jason Voorhees. Okay? Detroit, November, Friday the 13th. We're going to turn that arena into Camp Crystal Lake, and we're going to leave you bitches dead on the floor. Have a good night, fellas.
That young knockout kid, Chris Hero, is making his way to the Midwest and beyond. Detroit and Toronto for two very exciting matchups. Friday night in Detroit, Chris Hero takes on a man who is on a roll as of late, Roderick Strong. Now, Roddy, you see the thing about you, you let Roderick chop you 5 times, he's gonna chop you 5 times. You let him chop you twice, he's gonna chop you twice. You let him chop you 1 time, he will chop you 1 time. But when you break his goddamn hand, won't be no more chops. Now the next night, I'm wrestling Kevin Steen, Mr. Wrestling. Now the last time I was in Canada, I knocked out Canadian hero Lance Storm. And with all due respect, Kevin, you are a former World Tag Team Champion, but you are no Lance Storm. So come Canada, you better come correct, because it doesn't matter what happened in Edison. Come Toronto, I will eat your lunch. I got 6 million ways to knock you out. Choose one, Kevin. That's all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, wait, excuse me, come on here. See, excuse me,
Claudio,
excuse me, Mr. Cornet. You know, see, this is what actually happened. So, I have a question for you. You came up with the Pick 6 thing, right?
Correct.
That's correct, right? I
Correct.
think it's a brilliant idea because now it's actually on file who is where. So, what number was Jay
English
Briscoe?
is your second language.
It is
right?
my second language, yes.
Okay.
I'm also thinking here, what number was Jay Briscoe?
Jay Briscoe was number 6.
See, so now I'm number 6.
You are number
Perfect.
6. You
I'm
defeated
number
Jay
6.
Briscoe. You took his
Exactly.
spot. You got the $2,500
Exactly, but-
bonus. What can I help you with?
What you can with? What number is Tyler Black?
Tyler Black is number 2.
Number
currently.
2. All right, great. Well, that was all my questions because you know what? Next week I'm wrestling Tyler Black in Detroit, and I'm going to become number 2 by next week. What do
Okay,
you
and let
think
me
of
tell
that?
you what happens. If you do beat Tyler Black, then you become number 2. Tyler drops to number 3. Number 3 becomes number 4. 4, 5, 5, 6, and 6 is off the truck.
Exactly, and I'm
But-
going to get an extra check, right?
And you get an
I'm
extra
gonna
check, but you haven't beaten Tyler Black yet, and it's a whole lot harder to be number 2 than it is number 6. So instead of keeping me away from the dinner that I'm about to go have, what you ought to be doing is getting in the gym and getting ready for Tyler Black, because number 6 is fine, but number 2 is lovely.
Well, you enjoy your food, and I'm going to enjoy being number 2. So be there when I beat Tyler Black in Detroit, Michigan next Friday. Because I'm Claudio Castagnoli, and I'm very European.